we are launching a Databricks course. For that, we will have a kind of a pre-introduction session, and you can ask any questions related to our course that we are going to discuss. And give me a next couple of minutes so that I will walk through what exactly is our agenda, what is our plan, how come it is useful. Majority of you guys are waiting this course because of our previous learners are request us to create a separate course on the Databricks, especially live sessions that we are planned this. And some of you already purchased some other courses or some other platforms, and you might already got some idea by this time, but you will see what difference. Okay, for example, how we are different from others. If you are already part of our project one or a project two, which we completed recently, definitely you will find the difference. But if you are a new, it will take a little time to prove for us. If you stay at least one or two classes with us, then you come to know our way of approach, and how much it is useful for your career. Let's go into next topics so that we will get all clarity. Just be with me for next couple of minutes, then definitely we will discuss one by one if you have any questions, right? Okay. I will tell you a complete table of content in our upcoming slides, but just watch next 1 2 slides so that we will move to actual table of content slide. Okay. Who can take this course? Okay. Student wish to work on data domain can always recommended to take this Databricks course, and data engineers or data analysts or data scientists aspirants also is very much suitable to take this course. And IT professional who wants to enhance their Spark and Databricks knowledge. I know whoever joined here, 90% you guys have a better understanding of Spark and Databricks, but might not have a command on the latest releases or real-time exposure, right? So for them also it is very much recommended. And other discipline IT employees willing to migrate their career to data domain. Okay, right, majority folks might be working on other domains like non-cloud or non big data. So if they wish to come to the big data side or a cloud side, this course is very much needed. We strongly recommend for them also to learn, right? And IT professional preparing for Databricks interview. I've been telling you, we always focus on a subject. We won't focus only on interview question and answers. We can discuss 100 interview questions or 200 interview questions, but again I'm repeating, if you get 201 question, it is very difficult to answer. All right, that is why first we have to learn a subject. Then even you get any question out of that subject, you can answer it by your own. You don't need to mug up. Correct? So that is an idea. We want to give a subject. Automatically you people can answer it. Okay, that you will see practically after completing entire course, because by the time we finish our course, majority questions like 70 to 80% of questions on a Spark and then Databricks you will answer. Not only theory, practical also. Let me go to a next slide. Prerequisites. So it is very simple here. Though I mentioned here Python or SQL, we will use very basics. Even you are a fresher for these two, still fine. If you're not aware, if you are a zero on this Python and SQL, I strongly recommend you just invest a 1 week time or a 2 weeks time maximum and get some basics. It's very easy. We need a Databricks platform, right? Either you can practice on community edition or Databricks on AWS, Databricks on GCP or Databricks on Azure. You can go with any cloud, or you can go with DBFS also, Databricks file system. But thing is, you may not get some features when you go with community edition. Okay, that is why wherever it is possible, you go with community edition. Wherever it is not possible, we strongly recommend please create one free trial account or pay as you go for practice purpose, and then practice it. Fine. So prerequisite, I'm not saying that Spark you have to learn or Databricks you have to know. No, we will definitely teach the basics of the Spark, which is required for our data engineer, especially to work on Databricks. Now, let's jump into table of content. I know you're all waiting for this slide. Quickly jump into our table of content. Our Databricks course, total we are planning 11 session. Each session minimum 2 hours. It may vary 2 hours to 2.5 hours based on the topic that we are going to teach. To learn Databricks, as per my knowledge, Spark fundamentals are very important. Working purpose or for clearing interview purpose, these topics are very much required. What we cover as part of our Spark fundamentals. First two sessions, that is session 1 and session 2, completely under Spark fundamentals. Okay. What is Spark and core components of Spark, features of Apache Spark, Spark context versus Spark session, and what is Spark application, jobs, tasks, and worker node versus executor. What is on heap memory? What is off heap memory? What is garbage collector? And then Apache Spark architecture. In that, we also discuss on the cluster manager, node manager, Spark driver, executor, task. Finally, we will discuss on the cluster mode versus client mode. I think some of you guys already have some idea, but you still find some new things after our explanation. Okay, that is for sure. And many of you eagerly waiting one question, which is regularly asked in interviews, is how you decide number of cores or memory for a driver and executor. Okay, I don't want to give a static answer. We will explain subject, how to calculate. You guys can calculate based on the requirement. If your data is, let us say, 10 GB, then how much memory, how many cores is required, that you can able to calculate. If your data is 100 GB, for that also how you are going to calculate executor cores and executor memory and driver cores and driver memory. So that kind of knowledge you will get it. Okay, great. And then transformations and actions and RDDs, direct acyclic graph, and data frame versus data set. I hope session 1 is clear. Session 2 is almost clear. And session 2 RDDs we will cover, directed acyclic graph we will cover, and data frame versus data set we will cover. So first two sessions are very, very important for working on Databricks as well as to clear out any interviews. Okay. And now let's move on to actual Databricks, where we will start from session 3 after session 1 and 2. So introduction to Databricks, creation of Azure Databricks workspace and cluster inside the Azure platform. And see, guys, this is common for other clouds also, right? So guys, if you are working on AWS, if you are working on GCP, but the concepts are remain same. Okay, only a platform that we are using along with the Databricks is different, but Databricks functionalities and these concepts are pretty much same for across all the clusters almost. Okay, so no need to worry in that region. So we will also create one storage account to integrate with our Databricks and ADLS Gen 2 to store our data, and creating a required containers we will see, and then walk through of Databricks UI. We will see complete UI, how it works Databricks if you don't know much, and setting up Spark configuration for a cluster, that we will see creating a secret scope and magic commands, DB utilities. Finally, we will also discuss on the DBFS. Session 3, we are going to cover those many topics. And I'm sure once we complete session 3, and you will be familiar with the platform if you don't know much. Okay. And now here, session 4 is mainly on, hands-on. Here we will see a regular we can say regular practice. Generally, we will practice in our companies or personal, right? The same kind of we'll see all kind of majority files how we read and write by creating a data frame, and then we'll see external tables and manage tables, then different types of views. Okay, and when to use what and what exactly is the differences, right? And we'll see a narrow transformations and wide transformations, and then SCDs are very important concept that I want to bring up and explain with the practicals. So Session 4 again is back-to-back important topics. You can't avoid even single topic which I mentioned entire curriculum. These are very, very important with respect to interviews, with respect to real-time working purpose or to learning purpose, right? And go to session 5. Session 5 is a very, very interesting and important interview question. Or this is the data lake versus delta lake versus lake house. Which one use when and why we have a three concepts, whether only one can be used or all three can be used or two can be used. So we will discuss in detail in that session. And working with delta tables, though I mentioned here only one single line, but we may see multiple hands on the working with delta tables. One more important, then time travel we will discuss, history, and then vacuum. These and all we will discuss as part of session 5 again. Okay. And finally, and session 5, which is very, very important, we have implemented this incremental load by using watermark column approach by using ADF. But how can we implement by using Databricks alone? That you will see. Because this is very, very important for interview purpose. If you are climbing as a 2 to 3 years experience or more than that, definitely you might have worked on this incremental concept. If you say to interviewer that I didn't work on this incremental load, then they don't believe your words. That is why, though it is not part of the actual curriculum, we explicitly included this topic to give you more clarity and to answer this question in your interviews or to work a real time, because currently we are using this method, but there are much more advanced concepts which came recently from Databricks. How can we achieve this incremental load without using this watermark column? Also, we are going to discuss. So we would have explained only that scenario. We can ignore the scenario, whole scenario, but our intention is not to, lose even single answer. Or, you know, if you are being an experienced guy, definitely you should work on the previous technologies, right? Let's say previous concepts. That is why purposefully we included this concept, right? So session 5, we discussed, and session 6, this is one of the important interview questions and also day-to-day life. In if you are already working on the Databricks in real-time companies, then you know the importance of the performance tuning. How client is keen on this performance tuning. Guys, believe me, we've been working on our real-time projects, right? So we know the importance of performance tuning. That is why every interviewer, if you are trying to climb as an experienced guy, they will ask this question. Without this question, I think interviewer won't finish their interviews. Hope you accept my words, right? So um, here we mentioned few, but important: optimize, z order, cache and process, then partitioning, bucketing, broadcast join. And we haven't mentioned few because sometimes um, we may also do a few more, like using a better file formats. Also we can achieve this performance tuning, and then giving the uh, correct or suitable resources, let us say number of codes and clusters, suitable clusters. Also we can reduce the Java runtime. There are many things that we will discuss, but I just placed few here. At least you explain these topics, right? Still interview can easily satisfy, or he will be happy. So this concept we will see in practical. Okay, how we are going to implement in practical, we will see in our session 6 dedicatedly. I mentioned this, we no need to explain. I can explain this part of session 5 also or 4 also, right? But why I brought into a separate session is because this is such an important session which we want to discuss mandatorily. Okay, that is why we dedicated session, that is session 6, is only for performance tuning techniques, practical implementation. Yes. So initially we thought not to include Unity catalog, but while creating a table of content, somewhere we felt bad that if you don't include Unity catalog, and it won't make much sense, because Unity catalog is a very, very important concept. You You can't separate from our Databricks content. It is tightly coupled with actual topics along with the Databricks, because we can remove Unity catalog only one case, that if your company is not using a data governance. Is that possible? No. No company will implement their project without data governance, right? If that is true, then Unity catalog should be present is also true, right? So Unity catalog is equal important for each and every topic. Unity catalog, again, why I'm repeating is such an important topic is Unity catalog. Going forward, you will face so many questions on Unity catalog if you are trying to claim your experience about 2 years or 3 years, or at least 1 year also. So you can't avoid this topic. That is why we included few more. We already implemented this in our previous project. How we have to implement this Unity catalog in a real-time project, we already explained in our previous sessions or previous project. If you missed it, then you can go there and see. But here, what we are going to cover is a theory and then how to implement. Okay. So if you see introduction to Unity catalog, with and without Unity catalog, what happens, then types of Databricks clusters and their usages, and the implementation steps of Unity catalog, specially dedicated to Databricks, okay, not to Azure. Okay, Azure means we are not introducing any AD groups, because AD groups are part of Azure platform, right? Not a part of Databricks. But here still we can create a schemas and create a storage credentials, create external credentials, create storage locations, how to sync tables or schemas from high meta store, then creating groups in Databricks workspace, then grant necessary permission to the groups on UC and Databricks cluster, implementation of row level security and column level security. Guys, this is very, very important. Some guys were asking me how to implement this PII, personal identification information, right? So kind of a topic. So that is why we included RLS and CLS. And if time permits, we will also show this by connecting to Power BI. Table lineage. Another exciting topic, that is how we will see a table lineage across all our database medallion architecture. All right. So session 7, I'm again repeating after completing session 11. Tell me which one session which you want to remove. Definitely you won't say that, because all are very, very important concepts. You can't remove even single topic also. Spark streaming. We just given a common headline, that is Spark streaming, but behind the scene, autoloader is a concept which is a popular tool for Databricks, and it is becoming very, very popular, very famous nowadays. But companies not yet started using the not yet implementing the autoloader yet. But it's slowly now stabilizing from Databricks. But companies are starting very soon to in upcoming projects. They will definitely use this autoloader concepts in a incremental load or a Spark structure streaming. So this concept, autoloader concept, you know, came on top of Spark structure stream. We will see all these topics: Spark structure streaming with manual schema evolution, Spark structure streaming with automatic schema evolution, what is in detail what is autoloader, and how we achieve Spark structure streaming with autoloader with the automatic schema evolution. We will see all practicals these 2 hours. Okay. One more important, interesting topic is sessions 9 is Delta Live Table. This is also a very brand new topic, brand new feature from Databricks. And this is very, very important. As part of this, we are going to discuss on what exactly the Delta Live Tables and how could be it is useful for us, and what may be the difference between autoloader and Delta Live Tables. We will see how to implement quality checks and checkpointing and data processing by using Delta Live Tables. Finally, we will also see the workflows. Such an important topic again, right? And coming to session 10. If you want to climb or if you want to showcase you are as an experienced person, I'm sure you have to complete this session 10. What is that? Based on our learning till session 9, we will create a project. It's not complete a high level project, but it is a project where we can get a full command or knowledge to clear our interviews and to work on real time. It's kind of a sample project that we want to and demonstrate, and by using these concepts which we been discussing. Okay. Finally, we'll also try to connect with the Power BI as I said, and we will see uh, we can able to validate our access or a data governance part or not if time permits. Okay. This is another important session. The final session is yes. If you want to have a real time, we can say practical knowledge. This is also expected questions that how we will deploy our code to production, correct? From one branch to another branches. How we will achieve? We will see prod deployment by using Azure DevOps with CI/CD option for Databricks. And this may take half an hour time, but again I'm telling you, 1.5 hours what we will do is 1 hour or half an hour or 1 hour, I will explain some of the interview questions, important interview questions, which we can expect on the Databricks and Spark. Okay, and also we will discuss answers. I am sure I will ask some questions, frequently asked interview questions. You will answer more than 80 to 90% for that. I'm sure after completing this session 10. Still we miss something, you can ask your questions. I can say 1 hour you take time and ask any questions regarding our sessions across all the sessions. We'll try to clarify that also. Fine. This is the table of content. I will come back here next couple of minutes. Let me finish my slides. I won't take more than 5 to 10 minutes. And once we finish the slides, then we will again come back to table of content and we will open for your questions. So guys, these are the 11 sessions. Each session is minimum 2 hours to 2.5 hours. And hope we are covering all important concepts. Okay, because let me tell you one topic. Majority you guys definitely you didn't work on the practicals, right? Practicals means in real time companies you might not worked on the Databricks. You might work, but not at par, let's say advanced concepts, right? So if you are the one who doesn't have the practical experience on Databricks, to clearing interviews, you might have a lot of interview questions on a YouTube or any other websites or internet. But I'm sure those are not enough. Why? Because many interview questions are now now outdated after autoloader and DLT and Unity catalog. Let me tell you why. One question. Do you think Hive Metastore will be available in our Databricks going forward in near future? No. Answer is no. You may not see Hive Metastore in a future releases. I don't know the date, but for sure in Databricks you may not see Hive Metastore. That is why they are bringing this new concept called Unity Catalog. Through Unity Catalog, we are going to create our schemas, we are going to create our tables, our views directly. We may not use Hive Metastore going forward. Imagine if Hive Metastore is not available, then all underlying scenarios will change, right? Obviously, questions also will change. And you tell me if autoloader there, or you tell me if DLT is there, then why should I use a traditional mechanism to implement incremental load by using watermark columns? approach. Not required, right? And if autoloader, if DLT is taking, or DLT will minimize our effort. Being a data engineer, you focus only on the implementation. You focus on only on writing a code. You focus on, only on the functionality. You don't focus on how to create a cluster, how to assign these resources, what is the driver memory, what is the executor memory. Why? Why should we do that? That is infra guy's headache, right? Our job is to create a job and submit it. Then rest all it automatically, execute and give the result. I'm not saying it is not important. Yes, for next couple of years, you should have this knowledge. But what happens in real time is going forward, maybe down the line 1 2 years, there may not be a chance of learning this executor memory, driver memory, creating clusters. These and all may not be required as a data engineer. But yes, now it is required. Maybe after 1 year or 2 years, it may not be required at all, because Databricks is giving automated platform, serverless, concepts. Till why we are explaining these legacy concepts? Because this is very much needed if you are proving you are a experienced guy. Okay, now let us say you are a 2024 passed out or 2023 passed out. You might not get a chance to work much. And directly you are learning autoloader, directly you are learning your Delta live tables. Now after 1 year, you got a chance to work on a company. Yes. If you say, I don't know legacy, like I don't know these concepts, let us say broadcast join, or how to create a clusters, how to create a executor memory, or how to set as executor memory, or codes, that is still fine. The moment if I ask some question on a fresher who passed out 2023 and 24, they can say, why should I create a cluster? I can directly go and use, I can say, the serverless concepts, and with autoloader and DLT. My job is done. There is no scope for me to ask that question, right? Okay. So what I'm trying to explain here is we no need to skip as of now this legacy concepts. We should learn it. That is why if you remember in Unity catalog, sync schemas from Hive Metastore. This is generally we no need to do. But explicitly we mentioned that if you got a chance to work on any company, any project on any company, definitely there might be some old project. In old project, there is a Hive Metastore. Then if you want to implement this Databricks or the Unity catalog, how we will do? If you don't know this concept, how to do? That is why we purposefully we included this point. Okay, sync schema from Hive Metastore to Unity catalog, right? Okay, let's jump into presentation. I will take next a few minutes. Curriculum we have discussed. I will go back it again. You don't worry, and let move forward. Yes, we are the one who are going to teach. Most of the cases I will involve. Most of the cases I will explain. Wherever it is required, Vimal Pandey is our data engineer who is having a real-time experience on this Databricks and also Azure. And we have a dedicated DevOps engineer or infra admin, Astar. Majority of you guys already have their talent. They are how much they can able to teach and how much they can able to solve your questions. So they will pitch in whenever it is required. But I will start the sessions. I will continue the sessions. Majority case I am going to teach wherever required. Our team also will include as an instructor, right? And I know you might have some expected questions. I just listed few, but we will go through this question and answers. Still, if you have any question and answers, we'll definitely discuss after this demo. Okay, is the course useful to individual working with AWS or GCP cloud platforms? If let's say you're already working on GCP or AWS, is it useful? Yes, you can. Databricks supports Azure, AWS, GCP. IT professionals familiar with any of these cloud can join the course and leverage their cloud expertise within the Databricks environment. So there's no barriers, so you can happily learn this. What could be the course duration and live class timings? As I told you, there are 11 sessions which happen only on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. IST to 11 a.m. IST. Our sessions start from 2nd March. That is first Saturday of March. Okay. Are these sessions recorded and available for enrolled members? Yes, it is available. If you miss some sessions, you will see a recorded sessions. It's kind of a Udemy platform. There you will get it all recorded sessions and along with the notes, whatever you are going to create notes, right? That also you will get it. Okay. What is the course fee and where to enroll? Well, just a few hours ago, we launched our course. You can see in www.cleverstudies.in. The course name is Master in Databricks. Okay. And this is a common question that sometimes you may face some issues, especially abroad learners. If you're facing some issues or still if you have any queries, you can reach out to us on WhatsApp or Telegram. Okay. In the group. Okay. So we will discuss more Q&A. Please wait some time. Let's jump into another. So guys, these are all our social media appearance, website name and WhatsApp group links. We have a 2 WhatsApp groups. Why 2? If you see the second one, Clever Studies, is a group which it is already filled with 1025 members. Still many people are requesting, but unfortunately WhatsApp is having a restriction of up to 1025 members. That is why we created Clever Studies 2.0. So request you to please don't join a Clever Studies group 1 people into Clever Studies group 2 group, because unnecessarily you may receive the same messages double time. So please allow newcomers to join in Clever Studies WhatsApp group, especially we created newly. Telegram group, that is recommended for everyone. Please join. And we have an email ID if you have any. So first preference, if you have any questions and doubts, you please directly message it on WhatsApp. If not, then go to Telegram, or you can also message through email. Okay. You can explore our other social media appearances like LinkedIn and Facebook, Insta. Okay. So you can explore. Yes, guys, these are the projects that we recently completed. If you see real-time projects, okay, these are the real-time projects. This is not the demo project. So we are always bringing unique content, and with respect to real-time work, we won't concentrate only on interview purpose. No, I've been telling you, we won't concentrate only on interview purpose. No, at the end of the day, once you get a job, you have to work by your own. Correct? If you get that knowledge, then you don't need to fear doing actual work, right? That is our concept. So, and yep, that's it.